Hi, I'm Landon Ashworth. Welcome back to Can You Ask That? Today we have Jason Mraz. He's very famous. Jason, what's that like?
It has its perks.
Say less.
Okay. Right.
Say more.
Okay. Um, I'm very blessed to have found a path to practice what I love, which is music, and whether it's recording music, writing it, or performing it, and being able to use that joy as my trade so I can take it into the marketplace, to places of business, play to performance centers, and trade it for, my my overhead, my bills,
Right.
sort of thing. So I
You're talking
feel,
about money.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel very blessed that I was able to find a path for my creative arts.
Sure enough.
Yeah.
Um, Something that people don't know a lot about that aren't in the music industry is writers, right?
Okay.
So, the bands became famous for like no brown M&Ms, but they didn't realize that the brown M&Ms were not about being divas. It was about not having the sound system and the electricity at the right thing because they're playing these ancillary markets.
Uh-huh.
What's on your contract, writer? And does the musician have to pay for what's on their rider,
Yes.
or is it the promoter that pays for it?
Uh, it comes out of the overall budget. And so the less you spend on production costs, the more you can split with the band and the promoter. So if we have a long rider or we have a huge staff and we have, say, $1,000 that's required for catering or rider needs,
White towels.
um, that is, that's essentially coming out of the show budget. Yeah. So
So the musician pays for everything that they demand. So if Mariah Carey wants
absolutely.
14 white couches covered in gold, Mariah Carey's paying for
They
those,
said, we'll do that. Whatever Mariah Carey wants. Yeah.
but she's paying for it.
She's going to pay for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Um, are they still holding the job for you at the pizza store?
At the
And and what,
at the pizza store?
yeah.
Do I have a pizza store?
So maybe this is a weird question, but I heard once or remember telling you a story that when you were playing music, and
Okay.
correct me if I'm wrong, because I hope I'm not confusing you with somebody else. Did you arrange that? Was
I
that
think this is your competition. They're trying to get uh,
I'm a pilot, so they don't want to start that with me because
right.
I'll
But I
buzz them.
think they're curious about this podcast thing. I think they want to get closer to
Yeah.
what
That's
you've got.
paparazzi. They want what I've got. So
Pod
I
paparazzi.
yeah.
Podparazzi are those who are okay, never mind.
I'll handle the jokes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard a story once that when you were playing and you started to get more and more gigs, you were working a part-time job, and then you told them, "Hey, I can't work this weekend. I've got a gig." And then the next weekend is like, "I've got a gig." Is that
That
not you?
wasn't me. Yeah. I never worked in food service. So I
Yes.
never worked at pizza or only recently have I started messing around like behind the bar at a coffee shop.
Well, now I feel like an asshole.
That's okay. No, you're doing great.
I'm gonna edit that out anyways. It's fine. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Okay, so
But
I
I have quit jobs before.
okay.
Plenty of those.
Great.
Yeah.
Do you have a great quitting story?
No, they're all just like I've decided to quit and I might clock out for lunch and never come back. Some of those.
Now I really want to know who kept.
The pizza, the hell is holding the pizza
I
position
want
for
to
me.
go interview that person
Yeah,
because maybe they got some good stories.
yeah. That's probably where you're supposed to be today.
That's so true. You and your music got me through a marathon.
Wow.
Listen to this. So I got bet that I couldn't run a marathon with no training.
Okay.
So the day before the LA marathon, I got bet and I was like, I can run a marathon with no training.
Okay. Don't you have to qualify though for a marathon?
Not the LA, like
Okay.
Boston for sure.
Okay.
And so I uploaded a bunch of music on my iPod Nano and I started the race and it was Welcome to Shuba's, right?
Okay.
Where you played like Galaxy and
Uh-huh.
14 different songs
Oh
in a row.
boy.
It's like 36 minutes or something like that.
Okay.
And then I'm like, so I ran the first 30 minutes or so or whatever, listened to that song. And then the next song started. It was the same song. That was the
Oh.
only song on my shuffle.
Uh-oh.
So I ran,
Oh, no.
for, 3.5, 4 hours, whatever it was, just listening to your one song. So
Wow.
thank you for getting me through
Wow,
a
so you got
marathon.
all the way through it.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I don't quit.
And then you just kept running.
Well, one must to
Yeah.
finish the race.
Yeah.
You can't just stop halfway through it and they give you a medal.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Well, I stopped halfway through. It was a half marathon.
That's bit gauche.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. When you're a musician, you obviously have a lot of employees. When you got to the point that your career started taking off, right? Was there ever a point that you got really freaked out because of the overhead of being a touring musician? Like stuff that people don't talk about. The financial aspect of being a touring musician. Obviously, it panned out for you because you have this fireplace
Yeah.
and that hat.
Yeah, thanks. Uh, there was, I don't think I ever freaked out by the burden of it because I had nothing to begin with and started with just sort of like feeling rich because I had my health and I had songs and I had energy to go and pursue. And in all of my pursuit, even when I was broke, I seemed to be community supported, and that felt great. And then as things took off, it just felt like just blessings. But I almost at the same time thought, well, all this could go away and I could end up right back where I was. So I'm not going to assume that this is me now or this is what I need to make it, because I kind of started cold. But what I will say is, yes, when things did start to take off and the first album did well, and I had enough savings to put a down payment on a house, that's when suddenly now I had a real bill. I had a mortgage payment, and I had, yes, I had more musicians, but the musicians they weren't necessarily coming out of my pocket. They were coming out of a touring budget, which was great. So I didn't feel the pressure of employee benefits. I felt the pressure of just real debt incurring.
Is that scary when you're a musician, or did you feel like Waiting for My Rocket to Come, it's got hits and everybody's singing The Remedy and it's on the radio everywhere I go? Or is it still like this could be the only album I ever do?
Yeah.
People could hate number
Totally.
two. It does feel that.
So I'll say, that The Remedy bought my house and the I'm Yours paid off my mortgage. Wow. So even though I was able to purchase a home from Waiting for My Rocket to Come, I didn't pay cash for it. I got on a payment plan like everyone else. The second album did okay. I got to continue touring and have a good life, but it really wasn't the third album. Yeah. And third album is really when things started to, I started to find a surplus and I could pay off my bills. So yeah, maybe the second album period felt like, okay, this is serious now. Now I'm playing a bigger game. I'm on a major label. I have real debt. What does this mean? But
I think there's probably an assumption for the plumber in Illinois that you put out Waiting for My Rocket to Come and it's an earwig of The Remedy. It's like bop. It's just so poppy and so good and everybody wants to dance to it and it's on the radio non-stop, that you would just be exorbitantly wealthy from that one album. That is a misnomer.
It's a misnomer. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Who's stealing all your money, Jason?
Oh, shucks. Yeah. Well, I had, The Remedy was a co-write. I only own 50% of that song.
Who co-wrote it with you?
I wrote it with a group called The Matrix.
Okay.
And there's 3 writers on The Matrix, but we still split the song 50-50.
Yeah.
So there's 50% right there. I had a manager at the time. That's 20% right there. Plus legal, business management, agencies, employees, insurance,
It's a lot of people in your pocket. How do you keep
travel.
your pants up?
Yeah. So it comes down to where, okay, you got a nice salary,
Right.
but you don't get the super wealth until you've had consistent reoccurrences, or I'm Yours, which I was the only writer on.
Right.
So I didn't have to split that with anybody.
So do you purposefully write by yourself now?
No, I don't write thinking about,
How much money will I have?
yeah, or even thinking that this song is going to be something that's going to have commercial success.
Never think that way.
No, I write like I would just write because it's fun,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like I have an idea, I want to make it,
Mm-hmm.
and I make it, and then I have a chance to sit with it for years until I find I'm in life and I'm making an album, or I'm in a situation where a song is needed, and I can comb through my archive and go, oh, I have a song for that, or I have a song for this album, or yeah, that sort of thing.
You're able to curate based
Yeah.
on your old work.
Totally.
You're making like an acting reel based on stuff you did
Sure.
years ago.
Sure. And old work could be last week, or it could be 15 years ago. Yeah. So
What's it like to revisit a song from 15 years ago?
it's cool because maybe 15 years ago I didn't know what it was for. I didn't
Mhm.
know what it was about, and maybe it was somewhat incomplete. But now, say I'm working on a record, and it's like, oh my gosh, this song will help finish this playlist. And I know now how to finish that song or how to best record it.
Are you sitting on any song that you just, God, I gotta get it out there, but it's just not the right time or whatever?
I have a few, and so right now they're sitting in what I call like an A list for the next album.
Yeah.
But I've had that happen before, and then suddenly you realize you're making a different album, or that A list gets whittled down to just less songs and you're still writing new things. So
Does it suck to have to be strategic like that? It'd be like writing a movie, knowing that it's gonna be great and being like, that, I'm gonna wait 10 years to make that. That would be torture, wouldn't it?
yeah, but I think when it comes to commercial music, and what I mean by that is you have a partner either in distribution or you have a partner at a record label who, they're making the investment in you.
Yeah.
They're fronting all the money for the advertising and the manufacturing and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to make sure when I get into those agreements and those arrangements that the material I'm putting forth is going to best meet all of those demands. Sometimes it's style demands, sometimes it's trend demands, licensing and sync trends, how songs appear in the world. So because of that, I'm not putting out music all the time. I am kind of, I guess, strategically holding material until I figure like I know what its purpose is for. And its purpose isn't always to make money, but I like putting albums out. And so when I put a whole album out, I like to know that there's really a time and a place for this album to exist.
Do you get to play the songs that are in the A position
Yeah,
live?
Sure.
Do you go and play them live?
Absolutely.
Yeah, great. So they're not just sitting there on a
Correct.
hard drive
correct.
gathering dust as
Correct.
hard drives do.
And then what will happen is I'll play these songs, and if I get a few bites or some positive feedback, like, oh, we love that one, I'll make a note of that to like keep that on the A list.
Yeah.
But I've had other A list songs where I play them every night and I love them, and I never get a single recognition or request to hear it again. And then I realize nobody likes this song but me. So it goes in the trash.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a stand-up comedian curating their jokes, yeah? Like,
Yeah.
I may love that joke. Like, I love the fireplace joke that I have, but
Mhm.
man, I'm the only
I'm
one.
the only one that ever laughs. So eventually you just got to like put it on a different list.
Isn't it what I feel a similar thing with that with comedy sketches sometimes. I'll desperately love an idea, and I'll put it out, and it doesn't get the views that I think it deserves, and I kind of secretly hate it. But then there's times where I'll put out an idea that it's lazy, and I know it's lazy, but I know it's poppy and commercial,
Mhm.
and I'm like, have fun with it,
Mhm.
and it blows up, and I hate it
Mm.
because I know just how easy it was
Yeah.
And I guess I like the idea of something that is harder that I'm more proud of than something that I know is going to pop. Have you ever written a song like that you're like, I know I know people are going to love this song, but like, it's just so, yeah. Have you ever done that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you name a tune? Or would you not like to throw your own songs under the
Yeah.
bus?
Like, well, I think this era for me was Mr. A to Z, my second record.
I loved it.
Wordplay and Geek in the Pink.
Loved them.
Written because there was no singles on the album. I had lots of material, and the label was like, yeah, we really don't hear a single. And so then you have to go, well, what is a single? What are the formulas, the colors of that? What's kind of the general attitude? Wordplay is about writing a single. It's about delivering on a single, where I'm at in life.
Very Bo Burnham.
And it's the la 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 la, very,
Everybody's gonna
and it
sing la la
became
la.
the single. Now it didn't become a lasting single. It didn't become a song that you hear played over and over again.
You hear it still at stadiums.
Wordplay?
Oh yeah.
Oh, well,
Oh yeah.
great.
Like Dodgers games, for sure.
What? No.
Yes. For sure.
Well, congratulations to the Dodgers. But what I'm saying is, yes, I've been in those situations. I've similarly, maybe an album or two later, Love is a Four-Letter Word. They didn't hear any singles, so I write this song called Everything is Sound, another one of these big la 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 songs. They put the sticker on the album, and then right before the album comes out, we realize I Won't Give Up is going to be the single because it just has its own viral virility, right?
Yeah.
But it's too late. The Everything is Sound sticker is already on the album because they just assumed it would be the easy thing, and no one ever requests that song. It's not a song I would play today.
That's one of my favorite ones.
Well, thanks. It's nice of you to say.
Freaking dope. And you're proud of that one? Well, I guess you.
Everything is Sound?
Yeah.
You know what? It's one of the ones, it was hard to write. It sounds exhausting when I listen to it because I'm trying to put everything in there
Oh.
and make sense of this
Do you
idea.
think it's overproduced?
It's overwritten.
Oh.
It's overwritten.
Would you rewrite it?
Not now.
Yeah, because you're over it.
But if I performed it today, I would put more space in it. I would let it breathe.
we may need to hear that version.
Right? No, it's not required.
Great. Well, then we won't. What's your favorite Jason Mraz song? I ask everybody this. It's just happenstance that you are the Jason.
I do
Mraz.
a lot of Jason Mraz covers.
Oh.
And
what's your favorite Jason Mraz
gosh,
cover?
he's got so many.
I know. You are a hit machine. That's what everybody calls you.
I don't know. Whatever ends up on my set list of current is probably what I'm enjoying.
Yeah, gross, terrible answer. What's your
Yeah.
favorite Jason Mraz song?
I love more recently a song called Little Time.
Mhm.
I love 93 Million Miles.
Great song.
Always-
As an astrophysicist, love it.
What? You're an astrophysicist?
Yeah, my PhD in astrophysics.
What?
Yeah, I studied to be an astronaut. I was a test pilot, and then I got my PhD in astrophysics.
How did you have time for all of these things?
I was young. I graduated early from high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I did that in I had my PhD when I was young. I was one of those assholes.
But then you were just hunting in Alaska
I was.
and directing movies.
I did just direct my first feature. Go
Okay.
On. It was a tribute to my young cousin I lost. He spent a week at my house. He was on the spectrum as well. And he spent a week at my house, and I was trying to cheer him up. So I was just like, come out and visit me. You're 16, and we'll just do anything that you want. Anything you want. Nothing's off the table. Just, I want to cheer you up.
Oh.
And he came out, and we spent a week together doing anything that he wanted. And then a few days after he got home, he took his own life.
Oh, no.
So then I wrote a movie all about a character stuck in purgatory and dealing with like all of the feelings of feeling like you tried to help somebody and you feel like a failure.
Uh-huh.
So it's a pretty heavy movie.
Yeah.
It's heavy but not dark.
Okay.
It's a movie of hope. And
Okay.
redemption.
Wow.
Back
That's
to you
very
now.
sweet of you to do that.
Well, you know, what are you gonna do?
I wrote a song recently called Yes Day, which is based on a friend of mine who also passed, unfortunately.
Sorry.
He would gift his niece and nephew a Yes Day every year.
Cool.
So they would come to see him, and he said, whatever you want to do, I'm a yes.
Love it.
And I thought that was just such a beautiful gesture.
It is.
Yeah.
Is that gonna be a hit?
don't know if it's going to be a hit, but it's a pretty song.
I love that.
Yeah.
Good for you. How many songs have you written?
1,000?
Have you ever forgotten lyrics on stage?
Yes.
Like just straight blank.
Yeah, sometimes some blanks. And what's nice is the audience knows the songs. And
For
they
sure.
can
You just
help
look
you
at the
through
front
it.
row.
Yeah, it's like, help me out here.
Well, I'm type A, positive, and just the way.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah.
What's the first good song you think that you ever wrote? Good. Just this is a good song.
Okay,
Yeah, first
this is
good song. Yeah.
I think it was a song called Halfway Home. I wrote
Love
it
that song.
in 1996. I was just starting to play guitar and I was making up songs. And I thought, oh, this is kind of cute. It's like a little parlor trick. I can just improvise around the room and make things up. When I wrote Halfway Home, it felt like, okay, this is making it up and I'm sharing something from my subconscious or my diary. So it felt like, oh, this is good.
I haven't heard that song in so long.
Yeah.
What was that? That came out on an album, right?
It was probably on one of the acoustic coffee shop or shoebiz types of
Yeah, like Live at
records.
Java Joe's.
Yeah,
things.
could have been, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we call it Live at Java Joe's, but it wasn't ever titled that, was it? I think it's Live and Acoustic. But everyone calls it Live at Java Joe's.
That's what I've always
Good
called
for
it.
Java.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah.
That's got Are they still around, Java Joe's?
No. He is, though.
Java Joe.
He's hanging on. He just broke his hip, though.
Oh, no.
Get well soon, Java.
Good. Wait, his name is Java?
Yeah, he's Java.
Oh, dope. What's the first great song you ever wrote?
Oh, wow. Great song.
It's not subjective.
I don't know. Maybe I'll say I'm yours.
Yeah? You think that's the first great one you wrote?
I don't know. I wrote a lot of songs before that.
For sure.
But
you have 1,000.
But that one, I just was strumming 4 chords and it just started coming out, basically describing trying to stay out of my way and reconnect with source. So therefore, I won't hesitate. I cannot wait. I'm yours. Make me an instrument. So I'm singing about what's going on. I'd been through a breakup, and so I'm also trying to like kind of get back into the swing of things. And as it came out, I thought, well, this is cute. It sounds a little bit like a nursery rhyme. Maybe I'll save it for a kid's album or something. But I think because of the innocence and the sweetness and the truth that all were tied together when I wrote it, that's what made it great. Because yes, it requires songwriting practice, but it also requires truth and vulnerability to make it authentic and unique.
Right.
So I think, and then also it had tremendous commercial appeal. So.
Yeah. Like one of the most popular songs of the last decade. Like popular, like
early
bonkers.
2000s, of the aughts, I would say. Yeah.
Well, who's counting?
Yeah.
It's hard to count to aught because it's not a number.
It's really not.
No, it's really just kind of a thought. Next question. What tangible skill are you really good at other than music?
No.
I would say farming. Where are we? Where are we right now?
Landscaping. I am. We're at my home in San Diego. Yeah, it's a little ranch.
Yeah,
where we have fruit trees of all varieties.
Of which you shared me with some fruits that I've never heard of or tried before.
That's right.
And I've both now heard of them and tried them, and they're spectacular. Although you did promise me that weird red one, refrigerated.
Oh, that's
and
right.
That promise was never.
I didn't bring it back. I'm sorry. Maybe after the chat.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Or we could just pause. No, it'd be deleterious to the success of this podcast.
I think I know how to plant a tree, but I have to credit nature for growing the tree. So I don't really call that like a great tangible skill.
Earth's doing the heavy lifting.
Earth's definitely doing the heavy lifting on that. I don't know. I can keep things somewhat organized, and I can make a good cup of coffee. And
you can. This is terrific. You made me a cup of coffee, and I've been drinking it this whole time.
But I think if I had one skill I would just want to do all the time, it would just be keep making music. Like I was up doing it last night till 1, and I didn't want to go to bed. I didn't want to go to sleep
Why would you?
because I was having so much fun. I was like, I got to stop and sleep.
Just by yourself? Just
Yeah,
rocking out?
of course.
Acoustic guitar, electric? Were you
All
on
the
drums?
things. Sometimes on the drums. Definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't use loops and AI. I want to, if I'm going to have a groove, I want to learn to play the groove,
Sure.
you know? I
Have
want
you
to,
have
yeah.
you learned to play lead guitar? Like, have you ever taken a guitar lesson so you can try
No.
just to add it to your repertoire?
God, I need to do that.
Why haven't you? What's
'Cause
stopping you?
I don't know. I'm lazy.
Oh,
I want to do all the other parts too. But yes, I want to sit and work on fretboard logic
yeah.
and learn how to get around and play a solo.
Nailing those
I'm-
pentatonics.
Yeah, when I play a solo, I'm throwing darts. I'm taking guesses, and I think I'm gonna land up on the G up here, but I don't know exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's just a
Yeah.
little freeform jazz, isn't it?
It
Jason
is. That's
Mraz?
what I call it.
Well, you like jazz.
Jazz
I
Mraz.
mean, you scat the shit out of songs.
Scat is shit.
Fair, firm but fair. Like Ella Fitzgerald, yeah. Like she
Love it. Big inspo.
she's dope.
Big. You ever heard Airmail Special?
I've literally, the only reason I've ever heard Airmail was because you talked about it and I listened to it. She's freaking
Wow.
dope. Not today,
Uh-huh.
mind you. You did
Yeah.
not mention
Yeah.
her once today, but
Okay.
I'm a deep cut guy. I've been
Yeah.
following you for at
Wow.
least 24
That's
hours.
great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I've been asking all the questions that had nothing to do with your previous life, like
Thank
the pizza
you.
shop, which I'm still not fully convinced that you said that once and maybe it was a lie.
Yeah.
I just can't remember
don't-
who it would have been if it wasn't you.
I do feel like I have heard that story as well, but I don't think it was my story.
I'm almost positive it's your story.
No,
Well,
it
I'm
was.
not saying that it is your story, but I
I
thought you
think
told
it was like the band Boston or Foreigner or somebody. Yes.
No, I'm gonna
Yeah.
do my best to find.
They
that
recorded
interview.
one of their big hits and they were still working, and then suddenly the song's starting to take off and they're like, guys, I don't think we can go back to the pizza shop this week. We've got to go do this big festival because our song's taking off.
Maybe it was.
I think
Maybe
it's-
it was Gavin. I don't know.
Yeah, it might have been.
Okay, so are you still friends with him?
I
Were you
assume
ever friends
so.
with him?
Uh,
You friends with the
we were
people that-
friendly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
What about
We never went on vacation together or anything.
What about like Adam Levine?
think
and
we
Maroon
shared a
5?
meal.
'Cause one of the first shows that I saw
Yeah.
was you were the headliner for Maroon
Yeah.
5 and Gavin DeGraw, and that's where I
Yeah.
met Gavin and we started our.
Yeah, most of the Maroon guys were also friendly with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we don't have close relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of live in my own little bubble. I mean, I've crossed paths with a lot of great musicians, but
Purposefully.
in their bubble too, you know? So it's like for a moment we share a Venn diagram,
Oh yeah.
but that Venn diagram isn't like hand holding and vacationing, you know?
Good that you're keeping it PG to
Yeah.
PG-13. So, say a struggling musician or a musician starting off or somebody who's like, I'm making my living kind of playing music. They see this and, you know, you started in coffee shops like Java Joe's and things, and they want advice from Jason Mraz.
Mhm.
How do I replicate the success? Success seems so unattainably far away. Because, like, as an example, say I book a TV show as a co-star or a guest star. I'm acting with the stars,
Mhm.
and you do a good job, and then you go home and you're like, I'm back to auditioning again. So for a musician, what advice would you give them other than like, keep going, like tangible advice
Okay.
to replicate any of your success? Obviously,
Sure.
write a great song.
Yeah. Write a lot of great songs.
Yeah.
Be able to write more than one great song. Because if someone likes your great song, they're going to say, what else do you have? And you're going to want to share other songs that sound like your great song. I think it's also important to define success for yourself. Determine, for me, music was its own reward.
Mm.
If I could find a path in music, whether I'm just playing at a coffee shop, or maybe I'm on a cruise ship, or maybe I have a busking gig where I have a good path of pedestrians that might give me enough for lunch. Music is its own reward. That's the thing I'm going to be immersed in the most, is the songs. So if you want to go beyond that, I think it's important to pick a place choose a spot to be your musical home, not necessarily lead your audience all over town or to different channels or different times. Pick a constant, steady place where they can find you. It could be a YouTube channel where you post something every
day.
week or every day at this particular time.
Yeah.
Maybe make it live,
Yeah.
so it's actually
Immersive.
an appointment and an immersive experience. Or a local coffee shop. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. I'm going to play an hour set.
Did you have a residency at Java Joe's?
Yeah.
Okay. When do you
It
remember?
was Thursday nights.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair.
for years.
Yeah.
But it took me years to earn that spot. I had to prove to Java that I could do it, that I could get an audience in there. But I think that was very important, to just make it very easy. Come every Thursday. Every Thursday. You can see me on Thursday night. And eventually we would do Thursday and Friday night because Thursday was sold out. And eventually we were doing a Tuesday night in LA. So Tuesday night in LA, Thursday and Friday at Java Joe's. Wow. And
For years.
at least 2 years. Yeah, at least 2 years. Maybe, a couple months on either side.
And what were you doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Having a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes gigs on Saturday.
Living in the moment.
Yeah. Living the moment, writing, also still trying to, try to make what am I going to do on Tuesday night show that was different from last week? So Monday would be maybe rehearsing for that.
That makes sense.
Or teach Toka my new songs, hey, we're going to do 3 new songs this week. I need you to learn these, sort of thing. So my days off were still spent preparing for the show. And I think the consistency added to, sort of the guarantee that people could trust me and do business with me. Because that's what eventually happened, is record labels started coming to the coffee shop shows and saying, hey, we notice you have a business here. We notice you're selling CDs out the door. We notice you're on local radio in San Diego. Would you want to try, making an album? So that's kind of how.
And you were like, well, hell yes, I would.
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Huh. So you never were you being strategic, knowing that you were trying to court these record labels so that you could make an album?
Yes,
Yeah.
eventually, yes.
That was the goal.
That was the goal, because I knew I wanted to eventually get on the road and be a touring act. But in order to do that, you still need some kind of, visibility product, like an album. And certainly this was late 90s, early 2000s. The album, the CD, still a big deal in our world.
Mm-hmm.
It was MTV, VH1. It was still sort of captivating our attention. So I thought, that's a path for me. I would like to try that. And once one record company came knocking, we used that as leverage to visit all the record companies. And I did what was called a conference room tour.
Who's we?
I had a manager at that time.
Okay.
And so we reached out to all the record companies and said, hey, we have an offer from one label. Would you like to hear what we have?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure every other record company looked at me and thought, we have no idea what to do with you. Like, we don't know what this is.
Interesting.
Which was great, because then I went back to the original record company who did come knocking and said, I would like to take you up on your offer.
Because none of the other ones said yes?
Correct.
Did you have to do a little bit of gamemanship at that point where you're like, well, you're the only offer, let's see? Or did you keep that a secret from, once they find out, are they going to want to renegotiate?
I don't really know what like the real offer was, besides we'd love to collaborate.
Got it.
Because then even then it took another year for us to figure out what it is we're going to make and who's going to produce it and what this thing looks like. So I kind of had a handshake agreement from a record company, and then went right back to the coffee shops to like figure out like, how am I going to pull this off?
Because how many songs did you have at that point? Hundreds?
Maybe dozens.
Okay.
But it takes hundreds. I think it takes hundreds. I think for every album, it's good to have 80 to 100 songs to choose from.
How many Jason Mraz songs are there out there that no one have ever heard, that everyone might love?
950.
Can you share with us your Dropbox link? Because we'd like to hear those.
I mean, you have to write a bunch of stuff to land on one where it's like, oh yeah, that one just it just makes perfect sense.
Okay, so sorry for framing this negatively. I don't mean to. But have you ever written a song that you knew was going to be a hit and wasn't?
Mm. Mm. No, because I've never written a song that I knew was going to be a hit.
No. Never. You put it out in the world and you're like, I have no idea. Like, you could have, like,
I
put Galaxy out and you would have been just as surprised that that was a hit as I Am
totally.
Yours. Or
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
You don't know?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. When even,
Wow.
when I wrote I'm Yours or I Won't Give Up, they were written out of very true experiences paired with just the joy and practice of songwriting. But then it would take years of playing them before you see the audience singing. And that is then what drives sort of the machine, the musical industrial complex, to then rally around the emotional attachment that people are having to that song. And they begin to elevate that song in through paid promotion on radio stations,
Right.
or sync possibilities with brands.
Right.
And that then sends the song up into the zeitgeist.
And
But I've never written a song and thought, oh, this is a hit. You can write a song that says, this feels good.
right.
This feels like an earworm, or I can sing this over and over again. But you have no way, I have no way of knowing what's going to become a hit.
Does the record label push you towards what they think will be a hit? And have you ever gone toe to toe with your record label, be like, that's not the one, I really believe in this, and they're like, that shouldn't even be on the album? Like, does that happen?
Well,
where you're just like,
yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Like, I've written songs that sound like hits, like Wordplay and A Geek in the Pink and Everything is Sound. And when we were making Love is a Four-Letter Word, I said, I really feel I Won't Give Up is going to make a connection.
Mm.
And the response was, it's too slow. We think Everything is Sound is going to be the radio song. And sure enough, I Won't Give Up came through YouTube and proved to us that that's going to be the single. It's going to be a hit.
And do your feelings ever get hurt when you really believe in a song and people don't know all the words to it at the next show? Like, do you ever feel, do you get attached
No.
to songs? Oh,
No.
how are you able to not?
I've learned,
How are they not your
I've
babies?
learned through the years that when I put a new album out, it's going to take people years before they're singing that song. They still want what you've put out previously. And so when I do my next record, the audience will finally be ready for the record I just put out 2 years ago.
And what's that like? Because now you're proud of this new thing, and they've sat with Dream Life of Rand McNally for years, right?
Yeah.
And now you're like, no,
Yeah,
I won't give up. That's my new exciting one.
Right,
They're like,
right.
fucking Rand McNally.
Exactly.
Who is he?
Yeah. It's terrible.
It's Mr. Rand McNally.
But you know what? If you just go out there and love what you're doing, I think that at the end of the day, the thing about live performance is you just want to be in the room together. And I say that from my own experience. I saw Eddie Vedder at Bonnaroo, and he came out on stage with a spiral notebook, and he opened up the notebook and he played new ideas, and dedications to his friend.
Yeah.
And they were beautiful. They weren't Pearl Jam hits. They were just real artist expression and his, process being shared, right? That mattered to me.
So
that
that
mattered
show
to me
was
more
dope.
than anything I could have ever dreamed of seeing Pearl Jam do. And so I think of that when I do a show. I think, well, it's really about us being in the room together. And so what's important is that I bring health, presence, awareness, and then hopefully a curation of good songs from all the albums, and then maybe I'll sprinkle in a few new ones so they tie into the theme of the night, or to the expression I'm trying to tap into.
Do you feel any sense of responsibility to play the songs that they want, or do you feel the creative freedom to play what you want?
A little of both.
Yeah.
I mean, we take requests now, which help gauge what hardcore fans may be hoping to hear when
Yeah.
they come to the show.
Yeah.
And that's been really enlightening because I can tap into some old songs that I think, wow, totally forgot about that song.
And do you forget how to play them? Like, could you play Rand McNally right now in Galaxy? And could you play live at Shuba's from beginning to end
No,
right now?
I
You couldn't.
definitely couldn't play that. No.
Damn it.
But maybe after one listen,
No.
because then it would
That
be like,
quick?
oh, that's how this goes. Yeah, yeah, maybe. But I wouldn't be able to do it right now, cold, that's for sure. But surprisingly, I can sometimes just review it once and go, okay, yeah, that's how, gosh, where did that come from? Like, how does my mind or my lips and my fingers kind of all pull this together out of, after 10 years or more of not playing it? It's fascinating.
When one becomes as wildly famous as you are, gross. When one becomes as wildly famous as you are, everyone, try to keep it together, Jason.
Okay, sorry.
This is a professional podcast.
It is.
Is that still counting down? Because it's in the sun. Still, you see red numbers counting?
It's just frozen.
I don't know if
it says 00.13.12 and it's just frozen.
Is it really?
It's got 13 minutes. No, I'm kidding.
I'm not good with sarcasm. Can't fuck with autistic people. Sorry. But it is counting in red.
It is counting. And you're nicely backlit. You still look great.
God bless you.
Yep.
All right, let's stop that. Okay. When you become as wildly famous as you are,
Okay.
everyone wants a piece. Musicians want to know you so that they can open for you.
Okay.
Record labels want you because you're creating hits. Venues want you because you're filling them. People want to be your friend because you're kind and nice. Chipotle wants you because your avocados are delicious. How does one derivate their time accordingly when you're you and everyone wants some Mraz?
I think there is some validity to your question, but I think it's also you're
doing great.
What's the word?
Perspective?
Sure. It's a more grandiose perspective than probably what's really going on. I am lucky to have great network of musicians and helpers, managers, agents, a great communications director in Philly.
I love Philly.
Who helps field a lot of the requests that come in.
Yeah.
So we can kind of pick and choose the project we want to work on.
So most don't even get to your desk, I would assume.
Correct. But also...
So maybe you don't know how in demand you are. They
well,
keep you in the dark of
correct.
How famous you are.
Correct.
People outside these gates, they know your name.
That's right.
Yeah.
I have plenty of projects. And my number one project is always still to create new music. So I don't want to fill my time with too many other collaborations that are going to take me away from time in the studio.
And like, what if Eddie Vedder reached out to you? And
I would take his call.
Okay. So then what happens if Eddie Vedder and Paul McCartney reach out to you?
I take their call.
So like 15 people reach out to you all on the same day. How do you derivate your time?
I invite them over. I'm like, hey, would you like to come over for a guacamole tasting? I don't know how this is going to work, but
let's find some synergy.
If enough of the right people called, I would have that problem. Yes. But that's not currently happening.
Or Philly's not telling you about it.
Exactly.
She could be
Philly's upstairs right now with Paul McCartney.
With literally Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to talk to Paul, I'll hook you up.
I think Paul would be great.
Sir Paul.
Sir Paul would be a surprise. What I like about Paul is he's put out so many records that there are a lot of bad songs. That there's a lot of songs that were good for the time, or that were probably written for the moment, and then he never performed them live. They were just for the album, for the time, and he moved on. And I think that's really great to see, because not everything you make and create needs to stand the test of time. They're for the moment. They're for the joy of creating.
Living
They're
in
for
the
the joy of
moment.
sharing. Yeah. And I love his career, looking, because he has such a body of work. We can look at the highs and lows, the hits. We can look at these bizarro tunes, some really cheesy ones.
Yesterday, super cheesy.
He also has in an interview, he said once, he said, when you're writing a song, you can write about opinions that aren't even your own. You can be singing about world opinion, and you can even sing about opinions you have, and you can change your opinions. And I thought that was a really nice way. He was using songwriting to describe also life, that we can continue to grow and evolve and unfold and develop and change the way we live our lives and think about things in the world, and maybe practice a little more peace and understanding as we go.
You wrote a song about unfolding. Was that all about
All of
laundry?
that. Funny. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a little bit of laundry in that, I guess.
Yeah, sure enough.
What's good about laundry is that, after it's actually a Jack Kornfield book title, After the Ecstasy, the Laundry. And I think that's always important to remember. It's like you're going to go on a television show and you're going to be acting right alongside Clooney and Turturro, and then you're going to go home and have to clean your underwear.
I have an incinerator at my house. I only work
So
right
then
here.
you're going to have to go home and clean out the incinerator of your underwear ash.
We've got a guy.
Yeah.
We've got a guy.
But you know what I'm
it doesn't
saying.
have an-
Yeah.
I don't.
totally.
I don't. Explain it.
My underwear go right in this fireplace right here.
It's a great underwear incinerator. Mine's much bigger, but that's okay. You'll make it. How much pressure do you feel to write a hit as big as... Stop laughing. We've moved locations because the sun was boning us, and I did not bring a flag. We're back with Jason Mraz. How have you been?
I've been great.
How much pressure do you feel to write another hit as big as I'm Yours?
Wow, I don't feel that pressure.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
That would be all-consuming.
yeah. Yeah, I don't feel that pressure.
None at all.
Nope.
Dope rhymes. I'm not sure I can ask this, and you tell me to get bent, but a song like I'm Yours, what type of money does that generate? Like a hit.
Gosh.
For the layman that doesn't know anything about music. And it doesn't have to be I'm Yours. You could say like, oh, a song like Taylor Swift Shakes It Off if you don't want to use your own music.
You know what? I actually never saw a breakdown for it. I never saw, but I will say this. The recording of the song is owned and controlled by Atlantic Records. So they will always receive the money for the recorded sale, the physical sale, the stream, the master recording of that. I own the publishing of that song, which is any replication of it, I can be credited for that song. So I can't tell you the sum of what I'm Yours did, but it was pretty crazy. At the time that it came out, CDs were still selling, but also streaming hadn't yet taken off, and downloads were still a thing. So it was being downloaded on various platforms. It was being downloaded on phones worldwide.
All right. You buy the ringtones.
Yeah, it was like the biggest selling ringtone of the aughts. So it in itself had a massive moment.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now that, the film and television is changing, music's changing, physical CDs are kind of going away, unless you talk about Taylor Swift making LPs and 14 different album covers, and all of her fans want all 14 and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like music has changed greatly since Waiting for My Rocket to Come? Or at least the business of music?
Definitely the business of music has changed, but I think it's always changed as formats have changed, as recording techniques have changed. It used to be you had to find somebody with a microphone and go to their radio station and play the song and leave with some kind of recording of your song and nail it in one take. Now we can do it a variety of ways. Anyone can be recording.
Right.
And I think that's a beautiful thing. It changes the business, but it it gives us almost millions times more creators,
Yeah. Yeah.
songwriters, musicians. So I love that the musical landscape has evolved. We can go onto a streaming platform and basically dig for records is kind of what that's like. It's like you can go down rabbit holes. I like this band. Let me see what other bands are in this category. Wow, I like this band. Oh, I like this sound. Let's go into this rabbit hole. And I think what I'm trying to get at is I like the musical landscape that we live in today because it's so vast and I can listen to music from all over the world, from all different eras, and I don't have to bet it all on my $12.99 at the record store,
Right. Yeah.
or spend all day in there sampling records to try to find what I hope to take home.
Right.
I like now that we can pull all kinds of music. I think that's a real gift to humanity. We did it to ourselves.
Much less lucrative.
Much less lucrative. In a way, we screwed it up for ourselves by letting a powerful few change the landscape through which we will get our free music. So, unfortunately, protections weren't built in for those creators to benefit.
Right.
But if I keep zooming out, I think the monetization of life, of resources, isn't what life is about.
Right.
It is in the capitalist society that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we need to have protections for those who are in the production of music.
Give an example.
That's what socialism would provide, is when people who work in production, say producing music, musicians, songwriters, they would receive more of the benefits, not just say the CEOs or whoever has recently purchased Warner Music, Len Blavatnik.
Right. Or the owner of Spotify.
Or the owner of Spotify, exactly, who received everyone's money and now he can go do whatever he wants with that money. We're not getting it back, right?
But you can choose to not have your music on Spotify.
Of course.
Have you chosen that?
No, my music is still there, but I don't own and control my music. Warner Music controls my music.
But you are now in the place in your career, unless you've signed a certain amount of record deal where you're forced to make them records, but I guess you could make throwaway records if you wanted out of your deal. A friend of mine did that.
Well, I'm not on a record deal at the moment.
Okay.
But all of my first 6 albums, my most popular albums, will always forever and ever be controlled by Warner Music. They own those records.
And so like Taylor Swift bought her masters back. Would you ever want to buy your masters back?
Sure. If they sold them to me, I would absolutely buy them back. But what she also did when she couldn't get them back is re-record them. That's why they're called Taylor's versions.
Right.
So once you pass a certain number of years from being released from a record company, you can re-record those songs.
Would you do that?
I have done that on a few occasions, but I don't re-record them to the exact specification. I just update it. Like I put out a kind of a smooth reggae version of I'm Yours, like a Sade version. It's called I'm Yours Deluxe. I put that out a couple of years ago and I love it.
Yeah.
It's never going to be what the original one was, but I do have the freedom to do that.
Do you think you'll do that for your Galaxy or
no? I have too much fun writing new songs.
Right.
Yeah. So the position I put myself in now is I am on an independent situation. So I can make whatever I want. I can release whatever I want. Yes, some of those songs are still on Spotify. I don't know what I'm going to do going forward with future albums. The way that I would prefer to do it is make them only on vinyl or physical products that you then have to purchase for your collection, that they're not so easily accessible on streams.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And you're working towards that.
It's an idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's an idea. When you put something on a streams, you're basically just giving it away for free. You're never going to receive an income for it.
Right.
and it's just more of the millions of songs that are out there, and that's fine. There's a place for that, and I think it's beautiful. But maybe there's an exclusivity period where if you want to hear the songs that I'm currently working on, I'm going to release them on vinyl, and that's the only place you're going to hear them for the first year. So you're going to have to get yourself a record player.
Do you think vinyl is the purest form of music?
No, I think live performance is the purest form of music.
That was so easy. I really fumbled
Sorry.
at the one word.
But I love the long play of a vinyl. I love, even if you're just listening to one song, there's definitely a sound quality improvement when you're listening to it through that format.
Right. Let's pivot.
Sure.
What's the craziest fan interaction you've ever had?
This one.
Well, this is pretty tame then.
Yeah.
I've had crazier ones than
Okay,
this.
well, they're all tame.
All of them.
Yeah.
You've never gone into your tour bus and there was somebody in your berth or anything or somebody shows up at your house jumping in there eating your avocados
No. Thankfully, no. I think I've tried to stay somewhat accessible. Like I collab in my local coffee shop. I still perform down there. Sometimes I'm working in there. I'll make you a coffee. I think the accessibility allows for people to have access to me. If you build a wall between you and the world, you could end up finding more fanatics who want to break down that wall. But I don't feel like I have that wall between us.
And so when a fanatic has access to you,
Okay.
they
come to the coffee shop a lot.
Yeah.
That would be it.
And you're just like cool with them and you disarm them. And because I had a bit of a celebrity friend that had a bit of
Thanks.
A bit of a bonkers thing, and they said, you know what, let's go to lunch. And I was like, well, that's crazy. And they're like, no, I had lunch with them and they realized just how boring I am, and they stopped stalking me because they're like, God, this guy's boring. He's talking about his cat.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's what happens. Is people expect me to maybe always be singing "I'm Yours" when I come walking around the corner.
Well, to be fair, when I drove in, you were playing it pretty loud. Yeah, you walked up and you had a full mariachi band, which was, I thought,
that was just for your welcome.
I thought it was kind.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just keep them in the closet somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart. People say that the music industry is corrupt and record labels hide profits and yada, yada, yada. If Jason Mraz were to fix the record industry for the next generation, how would you do it?
Well, I started my own little label.
What's it called?
It's called Interrobang.
Oh, also, what is the name of your coffee shop so people can come to your coffee shop, and where is it? What's the address?
Jitters, 510 North Coast Highway, Suite D, Oceanside, California.
Very dope.
It's not my coffee shop, but I've been going there for 20 years, and the owners have invited me to collaborate in the coffee shop experience.
Smart of them.
I'm not an owner, but I do take pride in calling it my favorite coffee shop.
Love that.
I started a little record label of my own called Interrobang, and that term is the term for the punctuation mark of exclamation point and question mark side by side. Interrobang.
Love it.
You typically see that punctuation after huh or WTF. And what I like about it is it says, I love it. What is it? Or I love you. How can I help you? So as a record label, I want to create the kind of music that I love, but I don't know exactly where to put it. I don't know exactly what to call it. And I also want to work with artists who I love and they need some help. So I think when I look at the future of the record industry, everybody comes to it with a different need. Some people need help manufacturing. Some people need help songwriting and producing. Some people need help touring.
Yeah.
Some people just need help with a little bit of advertising and or their rent being paid for the month.
Right.
So you customize the deal with each artist based on whatever their need is. You always let them own and control their music.
Super cool.
And the work the service you provide is basically a loan, and that's all a record label is doing for you anyway. When you sign a record deal and they give you $100,000, it's a loan. You're not keeping that.
Right, right.
So same way, but keep it all independent. The artist controls their own music. You give them the little small loan that they need to get through, but then after that, everything they're generating for themselves. So that's the way I would do it, is create a record industry that that pays those who are actually producing and creating and doing the work. Now, that said, inside a record label, there's admin, there's product managers, there's artists, visual artists, there's um, vast networks of employees that also need to be paid. So I get why record companies can become so huge and keep so much of that money. Yeah, I can see that. But my goal is to keep things pretty small.
Um,
This has turned into like a finance podcast. We've talked a lot about.
well, I feel like it's something that people. So I don't know what this podcast is. It's very IntelliBang. I don't. I feel like I was a bullied kid from a cornfield in the middle of nowhere. Never thought I'd ever have any friends. Always told I was never going to amount to anything. And I feel like this is an opportunity to ask the questions with the
Okay.
access that I'm being
Okay, sure,
granted to
sure,
these
sure.
celebrities, the questions that I think other people might find interesting, or questions that maybe have you been asked all of these questions, or these
No,
basic bitch
actually,
questions?
no, not in this. No, not really.
Well, good.
I appreciate that.
Then that's what I want.
So, and I will say that, and I say this in farming also, but it also applies to music or anything you're doing. If sustainability, it's been a word that we've used now for the past 2 decades.
Sure.
The word sustainability is now actually becoming the word resilience, because that's just how the buzzwords go. But for me, sustainability has to include some kind of financial sustainability. Like,
Yeah.
I can farm sustainably for the planet to regenerate itself, but the farmer also has to be able to pay the water bill and the taxes
Yeah.
and the property taxes and the staff. Like, you have to have a financial sustainability. So same thing in music. If you want your career to be sustainable, you have to strategize and do enough things that are going to pay for putting, your registration on your touring van and pay for all your meals and your hotels. And
Do you rent your touring van, or do you own one so you can customize it? Because it's your home.
I leased it originally.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it was like a year lease. Or maybe I bought it. I think I bought it, and then I sold it for maybe 1,000 or two less than I bought it for. So it turned out to be kind of like a lease that I only had to spend a few grand for,
That's
and I got to
amazing.
use it for a year.
And do you still have one?
No, no,
So when you tour now, what do?
I rent a bus.
And
So you go to a bus company and you lease a bus for 2 weeks,
like a
2 months.
Prevost.
Yeah, whatever it is they offer. Sometimes you get a great one. Sometimes you get one that's like being taped together. Just depends on the availability.
No.
Yeah.
So Jason Mraz could end up arriving at the Forum in a
In a
Volkswagen
in a
bus.
bus that it's got its front window duct taped shut. Yes, that is very recent.
No.
Yes.
How could one how
Because buses are wear and tear. You're not the only one who's rented it this year, They're
wait,
riding down the road. They got 1,000,000 miles on them.
well, I mean, are they giving the grade A buses to the Dave Matthews Band or something? No, they own all
They
their
probably
buses.
own. They
They do.
may own them. Yeah, they
But you
may.
never thought about owning one and customizing it, because it becomes your home. I mean,
It
I know you sleep in
does.
hotels, right? When you
It
get,
does. But I
'cause-
don't live on the road enough to own a bus.
right.
It's like I'd rather not have to pay for all the repairs on the bus.
Somebody who may not know anything about touring, you wake up in a hotel, I assume. Say you've rented a bus, right?
Okay.
And you've just played the Eagles Ballroom,
Yep.
and you're done with the show. You go off stage. What does the next 24 hours look like?
If you have a show the next day,
Yeah, let's say you have a show
you
next.
are going to quickly say hello to all your people after the show, whoever your guests are. You're going to take a shower, pack up, and get on the bus. And you're going to sleep on the bus and wake up in the next city, wherever your next show is.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. Then when you wake up, it's whatever it is your daily routine is. For me, rub my eyes,
Oh, I thought that was cry.
find a coffee, do a little yoga, get to sound check.
In your bus. You're doing all that in your bus?
Oh no, I'm going to leave the bus I'm going to wake up in some parking lot 8 to 12 hours from Eagles Ballroom,
Just
wherever the
really
bus
left.
took me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's call it Missoula, Montana.
Amazing place.
That's probably where we end up.
Okay.
I'm going to walk around Missoula and figure out what to do. Oh, I can maybe go jump in a river. That might be nice. I'll try to find a water hole.
Local.
Yeah. Try to find something in nature, get some sunshine,
Get
or a
wet.
local coffee shop, take a walk before I have to go back to the venue, sound check, then have dinner, rinse and repeat, do the show.
And you I
get it.
assume that you, like, if you're at this local watering hole or whatever, I assume that there are a lot of fans that end up there and like, holy shit, Jason Mraz is here. Goo! That happens.
It does.
And is that magic to, like, because
I don't think people are looking for me.
but if they find you, like, how cool is it? Because this, I mean, I'm just getting just a nibble of public notoriety. So, like, when my Instagram thing kind of took off, everywhere I go, I get stopped. Like, I can't go to an airport and not be like, oh my God, you're the guy from the thing.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like each time I do that, it's a validation of my hard work, but I also feel very obligated to make that moment as special for that person as I can. Do you feel any sort of obligation like that?
I feel genuine gratitude and appreciation. I meet people in the airport like, hey, love your music, or hey, your song was our wedding song, and I'm absolutely touched by that. I will always give someone, an ear, my time, my gratitude. Yes.
It's rare, so good for you.
Thanks.
Or take care of
Well,
yourself. I don't know.
I feel like a contest winner, first of all, this entire time. And then also I believe that if someone is a fan and they approach you and you're rude to them, they're going to use that same fan energy
To hate you.
to hate you.
Have you ever had that? Has anybody ever caught you on a real bad day? Or are you able to separate yourself from your bad day and try to give them some of you for 35 seconds?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. We'll wrap this up because you've been talking a lot. We sing, we dance, we steal things. What have you stolen? What'd you steal? Because you stole something.
Stole something. Steal. I lifted a T-shirt from a store. I think I was about 13. I was at a beach trip with my church. And a couple of us Bible campers snuck off to a surf shop, and we lifted a T-shirt, and we got busted.
Oh, good. Sinner.
And he grabbed us by our collars. He's like, I know you're from that church camp. I'm calling your parents. We're like, no, I'm sorry. Please forgive us. And he let us go. And I think it scared me enough to think, oh, I'm never going to do that again.
That happened to me when I was a little kid.
It did?
I took,
What you left?
it was an already opened Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtle.
Okay, it was out of the box.
Out of the box already.
Thought,
Somebody took it out of the box. I saw it. I put it in my pocket. We got in the car.
Uh-oh.
My mom saw me in Walmart with the thing, and she said, you are going straight to the manager and telling him what you did.
Oh,
I
no.
went back in the store. I had to just sobbing mess, and told them that I stole it. And they threw me in jail, and I was in Sing Sing for 9 years.
Wow.
Yeah. No.
And that's where you got your astrophysicist degree.
Yeah, just on the walls of Sing Sing prison.
Nice.
Just, yeah,
That's
it was
great.
terrible.
Wow.
No, I got off. I got off with just crying. I was one of those kids that you could be like, "What did you do?" And I would just,
Right.
Yeah, all I wanted was to get out of my hometown and the bullying to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did. I let people bully me. I never fought back, anything, because I was terrified if I fought back or did anything that was deleterious to the success of me getting out of my hometown,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going
Mm-hmm.
to fight. You call me whatever you want. You can punch me in the face. Do it. As long as I don't get in trouble back and I can get out of here,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I can relate to that.
Yeah. Songs that you don't want to play anymore because you're just gosh damn freaking sick of them. Any? Or you love them all? Still your little babies.
Yeah, there's probably a lot. Like like earlier mentioned wordplay Geek in the Pink. I don't play those.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play those.
Are you sick of playing I'm Yours?
No,
No.
no,
Are there any songs that you miss that you'd like to play more?
no, no.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the best answers I've gotten
Okay, great.
to any question.
Yeah, no.
Um,
And you can apply that to, you could edit that answer and put it on
I'm
all
gonna
the
Franken
questions.
clip this entire thing. Every single answer is gonna be
It's
no,
just going to be no.
no.
Mm-mm.
It's gonna be great for a YouTube cut down.
Mm-hmm.
Just a couple more questions in
Sure.
closing. Are you a vegetarian or vegan?
I am neither of those things.
Okay. How did that get out there?
Well, because I was,
Oh, you were.
and I must have advertised that in 2010 or 11 when I was maybe deep in the trenches of it. Certainly when I'm Yours was blowing up and I was touring constantly, I I did have a pretty strict, I wouldn't say strict, I was fascinated with diet at the time because prior to 2007, I should say, I was fast food and cigarettes and beer.
Interesting.
All the time. Fast food, cigarettes, that was me.
You weren't worried about losing your voice?
No, didn't matter to me.
Wow.
But then I did lose my voice.
Oh no.
And I was getting sick often and I wasn't very happy. So one of my colleagues that I was working with also needed to make some dietary changes. I said, hey, let's do this together. Let's have some fun. And got into just healthy living, healthy eating, and changed my ways. And I started to feel better. And so during that period, I was vegetarian and then even going vegan because I noticed as a singer that if I eliminated dairy products, I had clear ear, nose, and throat because mucus is a symptom of poor digestion.
Interesting.
And so if you eat the dairy products and don't have a system that can digest it quickly, you will experience phlegm. I should also add, I had been a smoker. So dairy and cigarettes, I used to get a lot of nasal problems, sinus problems.
Not ideal.
So I switched my diet. But then after a few years, I started, adding other animal proteins into my diet. But the news that I was a vegan
Got out.
continued to replicate itself. And certainly the vegans, they went on parade with it, as I'm their spokesperson.
So you need to tell them, hey, knock it off, because
hey,
I just eat cows for fun. Or chickens or
yeah,
people.
chickens are
Delicious.
they are chickens because we made them chickens.
Right, domesticated.
They were domesticated 10,000 years ago. If we set them free, they're never going to do what their nature wanted them to do because we forced them into the situation that they're in.
Bastards.
So it might help us to eat them.
Yeah, we should just
Plus
eat.
their eggs are delicious.
Oh, so good.
I love an egg.
So who doesn't love an egg?
I love an egg.
Yeah.
I probably eat 2 eggs a day.
Do you
Is
have?
that too many eggs?
Yeah.
We have some chickens on the other side of the hill. Yeah.
Dope. I hope I meet them someday.
Yeah.
I've always said there are 4 musicians that I've heard live that I knew the second I heard them live that they were going to blow up.
Oh.
Maroon 5,
Okay.
back when there were Cars, Flowers.
Uh-huh.
Gavin DeGraw, before he even released Chariot. You, and a musician called Forrest Day. Have you ever heard of him? He's a San Francisco guy.
Okay. Is he blowing up?
He was ahead of his time. He was like, imagine 21 Pilots
Okay.
dropped their first album 15 years ago.
Okay.
No, it's very IntelliBang. Nobody knew
I
what
see.
to do with it. I'm sorry if
I
I'm
yawned. Did I
boring
yawn?
you.
No, it's fine. You can edit that out.
No, I'm not. In fact, that's probably it's just just clips over and over and over.
Even when we're outside, you're going to cut to the inside shot of me yawning.
Doesn't make any sense for the first hour. Are there musicians that you've heard live for the very first time that you're like, that dude's gonna blow up? Or young lady?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
You never know.
You never know.
I've been right 3 out of 4 times,
Yeah.
and I think I'm gonna be right on the 4th time. Forest Day's amazing, and the other 3 are pretty.
I've heard some incredible talent through the years and thought, why doesn't anyone know who this person is? You know, and a lot of it has to do either with their own momentum and how often they're working, or who their team is around them that's helping them sustain the momentum that they may have to make the right connections, you know?
Isn't that interesting? And I feel like that's true with.
I mean, Gavin had Clive Davis and huge team.
Yeah.
Maroon 5 also had a, strong management situation. And
But do you feel any sort of obligation in the position you're in? Probably not. To, if you really believe in somebody, to connect them with the people that are. Because I'll just give you a quick thing. One of the first people that I interviewed had won 3 Super Bowls with the Patriots, and I asked him, has there ever been an amazing player that didn't make it? And he's like, no, it's sports. If you're an amazing player, you're going pro. And then I ask musicians, actors, directors, have you ever seen somebody who's amazing that just vanished into obscurity? And it's like, yeah, all the time.
all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you have personally
Yeah.
loved somebody that didn't make it.
Yeah.
Because you being Jason Mraz, you could change anybody's life in a phone call. But that's also a lot of responsibility because you got to take care of yourself. You have your own mental health.
Yeah, but again, that's also about perspective, because
Sure.
I can connect them to another manager or an A&R guy or an agent and say, this person has tremendous talent, check them out. But they may not be the right fit for that manager, agent, or A&R person.
Mm-hmm.
And then what am I going to do? Carry that person around with me all the time and say, listen to this guy. And then even the audience has to then also feel what I'm feeling. So there's a lot of factors that go into.
It's heavy.
It's heavy. And then it's also art.
Right.
Art is subjective,
So
whereas
subjective.
sports is physical, and there's a time period probably when that sports is at its peak. With art, an artist can get sad and disappear for a month,
Right.
and kill the momentum there, or who knows? There's so many things. I travel with a very dear friend of mine. He lets me play bass in his band. His name's Gregory Page. He's one of my favorite singer-songwriters. I think he's tremendous. I've brought him to open for me dozens and dozens and dozens of times. Is he blowing up? Is he taking off? Is he the next big thing on the radio? No. Is he my favorite? Yes. But he's not everyone's cup of tea. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what makes a hit. I don't know what gives people any type of success. To me, the success has to be a personal, it's valued differently per person. It has to be a personal definition.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Two final questions.
Yeah.
An easy one and a hard one. Easy one. Can I be your touring drummer?
Not immediately.
It's not the answer we were after.
Okay. But I'll take a self-tape. Yeah. Okay, maybe a longer one that shows other options with different instruments.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Second one.
not just hand slap and knee slap.
Well, I think the results spoke for themselves.
Okay,
It's already blowing up
It's
on the. Yeah. Last question. Jason Mraz set out from Mechanicsville, Virginia, to make music
Mhm.
and hopefully pay the bills.
Yeah, make a living.
You were able to do that.
Yeah.
What advice would you give somebody who has a goal and wants to try to replicate what you've accomplished?
Mm-hmm.
Open question. Take it as you will. Take as much time as you want, as long as it takes less than 5 seconds.
I wanted to make a living in music. I knew that being an entertainer was one of the possibilities for employment.
Mm-hmm.
How lucky that there's show business,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
My dad had a construction company. For a while, I was his only employee. I delivered raw materials to the job site. I cleaned up job site. I dug holes. I made concrete in a cement mixer. I delivered and poured holes to build fences. I worked for my stepdad. He had a janitorial supply company. I was a janitor at night, cleaning elementary school. And I've worked a lot of other odd jobs. So I learned at an early age, I'm going to have a job somewhere.
Yeah.
And both my
Pay for the
dads,
door.
my stepdad and my biological father told me, go pursue music. You're good at it. Like you can do it.
You're right.
So I set out to do that, to find a path in music. And so if that is your quest, that's the question is, if there's someone trying to pursue the path to make a living in music.
No, not necessarily music. Just
Okay, in
like
art,
the
goal of
just the
making a
goal
living.
of whatever you set your like.
Okay.
You have a goal. You've accomplished a big goal. How do you accomplish it?
I would say then make a realistic goal. I knew my realistic goal was I knew I had a talent that I needed to improve on. And I was going to then use that talent to find the right job for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever it is your talent or your interest is, pottery, sports, whatever it is, you know you're good at that thing, commit to getting better at that thing, and find where you can use that thing in the world.
Right.
Right? And show up for yourself and that thing. I think that's the basic of the advice. Now, there's a lyric in 10,000 MFs that says, go make a life, not a living.
Yeah.
And so simultaneously, while you're trying to align your living to be around your talent and your joy, you have to also just accept that your joy, the time you're going to spend with your talent or your craft, is going to be where you're going to get the most value out of your life. So I've been very lucky to build this studio in my backyard, and I spend all of my time here creating music.
I can see.
And it's music that no one's ever going to hear, or they're going to have to pry it off of hard drives after I die, because I love creating it. And I'm creating it not for commercial and public consumption always, but I'm also aware that I will still need to find moments to make my living.
Yeah.
And when I do that, I'll go into my little creative arts bag and say, well, these are the new things I've created. These are my new ceramics that I'd like to put on the shelf that are for sale.
Yeah.
You know, so there will still have to be an interaction with the free market, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think success will be defined by you. And for me, it was, I don't want to have a day job. I want to just be able to be close to music.
And that's become your day job.
And that's become my day job, correct. That when I need to have a day job, I can use and rely on music to collaborate in the world in exchange for money.
Right. And final question: where are your Grammys at?
They're in the bathroom.
So people can hold them, kind of like Kate Winslet.
Kate who?
Kate Winslet. She keeps her Oscar in her bathroom, so her friends can hold it when. Yeah.
Great. Yes, my friend Gregory came over and he came out with holding them, and now he calls himself a 2-time Grammy Award holder.
Gregory's funny.
He's very funny. That's why I tour with him. He's my opener.
I like him.
Yeah.
Well, this has been Remind me your name again.
John Jack Mayerson.
John Jack. This has been John Jack Mayerson, and this is the Can You Ask That podcast. We thank you for your
Thank
time.
you.
You're lovely.
Thank you.
The end.
Great. The end. Gosh.